Hey, what's happening? I think this might be a little bit too loud. We're going to have to leave it up a little bit because I live in Florida and the power goes out every time the wind blows hard, and my generator just kicked on and it's right outside that window. So, there you go. And I'm sure about halfway through this video, it's going to kick back out and the power is going to go out and I'm going to have to start over. And that's not going to be good. But we're going to do the best we can. Man, my hair's standing up. Oh man, I've got some stuff I want to show you guys. Some cassettes and some CDs. As you guys know, I'm not the biggest CD collector in the world, but I do like them. I do have quite a few CDs. A dude that you guys probably know, and if you don't, you need to get to know him, contacted me a few weeks ago, Mr. J. Clifton. He said he had a couple CDs that he wanted me to check out and asked me to do a review on them. And you guys know I usually don't do reviews. I'm not good at it by any means. I don't have all those words, those adjectives to describe. You know, I know what I want to say, but I just can't seem to say it, you know, so I prefer just to let you hear it. That's what we're doing now. But he sent me a couple CDs, new stuff from a couple of his projects, his bands, and I want to share them with you. And Jay, I'm going to try to do the best I can, man. I've already seen one guy do a review on this one, and he done much better job than I could ever hope to. Gruesome Sean did it, but in the background we're listening to the first one that he sent me. Effigy. Necro Ian Turpin did this cover art. A two-piece. There's the guys on the back. Mr. Ron Holt does the vocals. He goes by War Grinder, and Jay does the guitars on here. And that's all that's credited, but I know you hear the drums on here. I know you hear the bass on here. So my guess would be, and I stand to be corrected, yeah, all music and programming composed by Jay Clifton. So Jay did everything else, man. Super cool stuff. Super cool booklet. Like I say, it's new, 2026, out on Chaotic Carnage Records, CD only. Just good stuff, man. Like I say, two-piece on here. You get 9 tracks, a little over 38 minutes of music. If you're not familiar with Effigy, the guys have been at it since '92. Had a Tortured Souls demo in '93, Up from the Abyss split in '94, and I'm going by. I didn't take time to ask Jay a lot of questions about this because I know he's busy and I've been busy too. But the information I'm gonna give you, I've taken directly off the Metal Archive. So if it's wrong, please forgive me. The logo has been regurgitated by Gruesome Graphics. Like I say, the art by Ian Turpin. There's a little bit of confusion on Metal Archives. They show this as a full length from '95. By the way, this is Hail to the Dark Lord. There's the back cover. Hail to the Dark Lord Resurrected. So Resurrected being re-recorded, re-released, however you want to say it. But Metal Archive shows this as a release back in '95. I think it was a demo. I stand to be corrected. But it came out originally in '95 at any rate. And the original release, there was 5 tracks on it. This one has 4 more for a total of 9. Absolutely killer stuff. Art on the inner tray as well. You can hear it playing in the background, but I wrote some notes. I'm going to try to describe it to you as best I can in case you can't hear all the particulars on the background going there. They have a video on YouTube if you're a video kind of guy, which I kind of enjoyed it, for Conjuring Force. If you're a UFO enthusiast, you'll get a kick out of that. It's that's the theme of the video. It's got some old UFO footage, just that's another. Seriously though, it shows the intensity of Holt's vocals on there, and it shows the musicianship and the varied instruments that Jay can play, man. It's just killer footage on there. You need to check it out. When everything falls out on that tune, but the bass, you just can't help but move around, man. It is absolutely killer stuff. The video manages to grab it just right. If you go on YouTube and you look up Hail to Thy Dark Lord, you can find the original release on there, and I compared them, you know, the recording, this, that, and other, but I can't really tell, man. I listen to it on a D8 all day, man, and it's rattling and carrying on, but I just turn it up loud, you know, so my hearing's bad anyway. But compare the versions, if you will. Compare this one and the original release, and y'all let me know what you think. Let me know which one you like best. Again, if you like old school death metal, if you like old school stuff, you hear it in the background. They have the 95 cassette. When this first came out, it was on my want list on Discogs. And if you look on Discogs, if you look it up, it'll show that 2 people have it, 35 people want it. So I jokingly wrote here in my notes that means Ken Escobedo and one other person on earth probably have it, but I have it on my want list. Hopefully one will pop up, but check it out. Effigy, Hail to Thy Dark Lord, Resurrected. You hear it playing in the background, man. I think you'll really enjoy this stuff. The other one that he sent me, oh, and by the way, he signed a copy for me. Signed copy, man. Killer stuff, man. The other one that he sent me is his other band, and the name of that project, let me get this out where you can see it, because this glare is terrible in here, is Warwraith, Land of Damnation. This is a 2026 release, also on Chaotic Carnage Records. CD only. If you're not familiar with Jay, I've talked about him before on here. You know, Humanity's End, Effigy, Grave Rape. That's Jay Clifton, man. You just got to check the dude out, man. Just go on Metal Archives and type in artist Jay Clifton and just buy everything that pops up, man, and you'll enjoy it. I promise you'll enjoy it. Mark Cooper art here on the cover. If you look on Metal Archives, this shows these guys of Phoenix, Arizona and Detroit, Michigan. 3-piece on here. You got Jay doing bass, drums, and vocals. Luke Wakeman does guitar work on here, and Scott Payton does guitars and vocals. This is the solo release from these guys. Their first outing, the first full-length outing here is killer. There is the CD. I'm pretty sure it's got a collage in the tray. Now, I'm going to do my best to describe this to y'all. I wrote some notes. I'm going to read from my notes where I don't mess it up. First off, I love the intro on this thing with that heavy, groovy guitar, the building drums that slow to an end with a series of drum rolls. Just killer stuff. Then we're off to the races when we get to Land of Damnation. We're off to the races with that opening vocal barrage on here. The vocal performance on this is just intense. I wrote down here, you know, sometimes when you hear vocals on something, especially when you buy yourself on a machine and you listen to this stuff loud, you try to imitate it. But I'm telling you, the only way that I could ever get close to pulling this vocals off, even for one verse, would be after a lot of Jack Daniels and a carton of Marlboros. Man, this is harsh, raspy death metal vocals. You gotta love it, man. You gotta check this out. The guitar work on here is outstanding. Brings you back to times when everything that was death metal wasn't tuned to floppy. You know what I'm saying? This is old school death metal. Solos are impressive. The drums are perfect, in line with what these guys were aiming at. The cymbal work on here really stands out. I love the way he uses that ride to just bring everything to life. It's just, these guys change tempos midstream flawlessly, man. Mid-pace for the most, but it varies. Keeps it very interesting. If you want something new that sounds old, this is it, man. Warwraith. Not produced to death like so many things are nowadays. It's got just enough dirt in it to keep it like you want it. Superb for fans of thrashy, intense 90s death metal. You'll love this. If you haven't heard from these guys, grab you some Warwraith. Okay, I spent most of my time on those two releases. The other ones I'm just going to show y'all briefly because let me see, I'm about to spill that. I put up a new Iron Fortress flag back there. I don't know if I'm going to leave that up there. I like the Iron Fortress logo, but that dude, he kind of bothers me back there. You know what I'm talking about? Alright, let's look at some CDs. I'm not going to take these out. Deteriorot, Echoes from the Past. Most of this stuff I picked up at Rotted Life. I'm a Deteriorot fan. Been trying to grab some of this stuff. Every time I grab their stuff on CD, I find it on vinyl. So if I pick these up on vinyl, I'll be gifting some of my dear YouTube heroes who are CD enthusiasts. 2026. This came out on Faithless Entertainment on vinyl, so I'm going to have to track that down. This is a 2025 Vic Records deal. Larry Lioness did this cover art. 17 tracks on here. It's from demos, promos, a 7-inch EP, live TV show, 92 demo, and a bonus track. So this is a pretty good slice of history here. The only thing I can't figure out, maybe some of you guys can help me out, the listing here is totally different than the one on Metal Archives on the vinyl release. I don't know if the vinyls, I'm sure this has probably got more stuff than the vinyl release, so I may end up keeping this because that's just the way I am. But 17 tracks on this one. You can't beat it. Can't beat it, man. If you're a Deteriorot fan, you need to pick that up. So this one came out. This is theirs. It came out last year. I went ahead and picked it up on CD, but I will be getting it on vinyl. I was looking on Instagram the other day, and they had a beautiful lady holding up a copy of one of their releases. So that sold me, man. Extreme Music put this out in all formats. 2025. I-Wink Art, I think is how you say that, did this killer art on here. You know, these guys from New Jersey, early, North Carolina, later, they're up there around Cody's neck of the woods somewhere. 4-piece on here, you get 12 tracks, almost 37 minutes of music. There's the guys there. Pretty cool picture. Active since 1990, so these guys have been doing it a while. First demo was in 92. I think it's actually on that comp that I showed you Echoes from the Past. And this is their 4th full length to date. I've got a couple of their other ones, and I need to pick that up. Pretty cool art on that. full art on the inner tray. And the track listing on the back, 12 tracks. Good stuff, man. I really enjoyed Deteriorot. I'm sure you guys do as well. While I was there at Rotted site, I stumbled on a couple of these here, and I went ahead and picked them up. Let's see, that's 2003, 1990. This is the earliest one. Let's see. I think this was the first one. At any rate, Sepsism, Purulent, Decomposition. This one came out in 1999 on Repulse Records, CD only. This is a 2023 Gore House Productions reissue. This one's available on vinyl as well. Joe Patagno art there on the cover. Pretty cool stuff. It may have a picture of the guys in here. It does, but they're in different things there. Brutal death metal. Maybe not brutal like you would think of what's brutal today. Back in '99, maybe this wasn't as brutal as what you would expect when you hear brutal today, but I really enjoy it. California band, a 3-piece on here. You get 12 tracks, 39 minutes of music. These guys were active since 1990 to 2009, and this was their debut full length. This was the first full length they put out. That's what debut means. Following 3 demos, they had one in 92, 93, and 94, and then this full length. So check that out if you haven't heard of Sepsism. I think you'll enjoy them. And this one is the next one that to Prevail in Disgust. There's the cover of that. The art credits on here says graphic violence. So maybe that's what, and then it says something about JRB illustration, so I don't know. Anyway, this one came out in 2003 on From Beyond Productions, and this is a 2024 reissue on Gore House Productions. They did this one on all formats as well. Up to a 4-piece on this release, 10 tracks, 35 minutes of music. This was number 2 of 3 on their full lengths. The final one was in 2009. The name of it is Distorting the Mortal Visage, and I'm going to track that one down. But killer stuff, man. Killer stuff. California brutal death metal is way there done. Now I want to show you guys some cassettes briefly, and we'll be gone. Gorment, Obsequies, I think is how you say it. Obsequies. This one came out in 1991 independently on cassette, and this is a 2025. I guess it's you would call it a reissue on Rotten Despair Music. It also came out in 92 on a 7-inch after World Records, and Into It did a 2024 version of it on cassette as well. Oh, but there's the guys. Swedish death metal, 5-piece on here. You get 4 tracks, 12 minutes and 8 seconds. The band went through a lot of changes, man. A lot of name changes. I think they were actually Gorement from 91 to 96. And this was their second demo. The first one was in 91 called Human Relic. They had 3 demos, 1 EP and 1 full length, and 2 comps, and that was it. I've got the full length back there on vinyl. I'll show you that to you guys on the next. Ooh, Lord, the next vinyl video. But Gorement, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love that. Is it Gorement or Gorement? I don't know. You tell me.
I said I want to see knife cut, slicing and chopping and cutting and blowing up for your hair. You can kind of see it, man. We're going to solve all these goddamn problems. I said, get out clothes, get out guns, get out knives, sticks, and every goddamn kind of grenade with you can tank, anti-aircraft, and motherfucking instructions. I say this big instructions to everybody on karate, sabotage, anarchism.
I think I used to work with that dude, man. Check it out. Morta, Skuld, Gory, Departure. This one came out in 1990, independently released on tape. This is a 2020 reissue on Fatalism Music, tape only. The art and logos by Brian Yeager, Brian Deneth, and Jason Hellman. I don't know who did what, but they all had something to do with it, evidently. There's the inner deal there. There's the guys right there. 4-piece on here. You get 4 tracks, a little over 13 minutes of music. Morta Skuld, man, I'm a Morta Skuld fan. The guys have been active since 90 through 98, and then they had a little split. Came back in 2012, and they still getting down. This one come in this little slip case. I thought that was pretty cool. Slip that bad boy in there just like that. This was their first release. They're now on their 7th full length, believe it or not. It came out in 2024, their 7th one if I counted right. But Morta Skuld, Milwaukee, Wisconsin death metal. Old school, baby. Old school. Let me show y'all some couple more. Then we'll be through. Check out this cassette. Gutricyde, Desires of the Morbid. That's absolutely cool, man. I love it. Texas death metal, baby. Dallas, Texas. I remember when I used to listen to David Allen Coe. David Allen come out on stage and say, "My name's David Allen Coe. I'm from Dallas, Texas." There's the guys there, 3-piece, 10 tracks on here, almost 32 minutes of music. Death metal. Let me cover up a little bit of that art right there. Sedzel Budin, I think's how you say his name, did the art. Man, I love that pointy guitar. Check that out. 2024 release on Corpse Gristle Records. This is the 2nd full length. These guys have been at it since 2020. These are available on vinyl too. And I may go back and get the vinyl, but I don't know. I've got to quit doing that. I've got to just wait and get what I want when I want it. But I can't help myself sometimes. Gutricyde. Man, check that out in the background. Effigy. Still on a rotted order, man. Rotted. No, let's see. Those last 2 came from Iron Fortress. I'm sorry. Ben be talking bad about me. The Gutricyde and Morta Skuld came from Iron Fortress. This Putrisect came from Rotted. It's a live shot, but it's so dark you can't hardly see it, man. Check that out. Check that out. 2026 EP on Rotted Live. Tape and CD. If you're a CD enthusiast, you can get you a CD. Maxwell Aston art. Death metal out of Baltimore, Maryland. 5-piece, 6 tracks on this bad boy, including a Machetizo cover. Active since 2013. They had an EP in 14. Couple splits in 16, EP in 18, then this, man, good stuff. If you haven't heard this, this one kind of held up my order a little bit because it was pre-order, and I actually got it before release date, but I don't don't even think I posted it anywhere, but Putrisect. Check it out, man, if you haven't. It's kind of dark on there, but that's the way you spell it. Putrisect. Go to Rotted, man. It'll jump out at you like a snake. Got to get you one. And I got those 2 cassettes, and I got some records back here from Big Daddy Ben, because we're on episode number 8 now of the Septic Fog. Melanie was so kind to give me episode number 1. That was the only one I'm missing. So now I have 8. I've got 8, man. There's some killer bands on here. I don't know if you can see the band list in there. Bayonet, Dismemberment, Blood Vial, Coagulating, and Deteriorot, Disrotter. Oh man, Glassbone, Hamar, or Hamar, I guess you say. Some of them I think. Swamp Grave, Tentacle, Tomb Seeker. Man, this is a must. I don't know if he sold out of them or not. The deal is if you buy three records, tapes, CDs, or whatever from him, you put this in your basket, you get it free. But they don't stay long, man. They don't stay long. And it's just so cool, man. Check that out. And while I was there, I got that flag. Got that flag, man. But let me tell you about them flags. Let me tell you about them flags, brother. When you put the flag was on sale, so I got the flag. But when you put the flag in your bag, your shipping goes up, because that don't come media mail. It's trickery. It's trickery. Pretty cool though, man. I'm not a big flag man. I don't know if I'll leave it up there, but I thought it was cool. Iron Fortress. Ben's a good dude, man. I'm an Iron Fortress fan. Cody used to tell me I was a $20 spin baby, but you know, $20 spins fell off lately in the death metal. I mean, the last year and even the year before, man, they didn't hit death metal as hard as they used to, in my opinion. Maybe it's just I didn't like the bands that they were putting out, but used to, man, $20 spin got a lot of my business. But now, boy, I tell you, Ben, Rotted, Hell's Headbangers, every now and then $20 spin, but very rarely, man. And some other places I get to, Heavy and Fast. I think my memory's bad. That generator's about to drive me crazy, man. Check out Effigy.